Hello and welcome to SayA News. My name is Millie.
My name's Jackie.
Our story today is about K-pop and women empowerment.
Our thesis is to appeal to a more diverse audience. Miss A marketed with a women empowerment image through girl crush concepts. However, this girl crush concept does not challenge the traditional views of female roles in Korean society.
And we're going to support our argument with three main points. Firstly, girl crush concept allows Miss A and K-pop girl group to grow their female fan base.
Secondly, content in music videos contrasts with the women empowerment message that Miss A promotes.
And finally, our last point is that K-pop idols are unable to move beyond girl crush concepts and address gender politics present in Korea because of pre-existing patriarchal culture in Korean society.
Our first point is that girl crush concepts allow Miss A and K-pop girl groups to grow their female fan base.
Quote, among girl groups, 21 in particular has gained a reputation for fierce independence, and can estimate that as much as 70% of the fan base is female. This is also seen in Miss A, where they describe themselves as bad but good.
Before Miss A came along, girl crush and independent women concepts were considered rare for girl groups as they were more girly girls.
So, the girly girls play on the hypersexualized and innocent images of women rather than threatening material female sexuality.
As a K-pop consumer myself, girl crush concept looks more attractive than girly girl concepts.
I agree, it can be an effective marketing strategy.
Quote, the Korean wave sparked new forms of tourism and turned South Korea into a major tourist destination for Japanese, initially so-called middle-aged women, and later younger women.
As Jackie mentioned, consumers of K-pop are younger women, and in order to capture this market, girl groups often need to change content to reflect the need to appeal to a changing audience. With Miss A, we can see that in I Don't Need a Man and Touch.
Even though Miss A marketed themselves through the girl crush concept, we argue that their concept lacks sincerity, since a former Miss A member, Suzy, expressed dissatisfaction with this concept.
Suzy had mentioned in an interview that she hated performing I Don't Need a Man because she thought it pushes male fans away.
To gain a better understanding about how women empowerment image contrasts with music video content, our reporter talked to an industry insider.
So let's go live to Cindy and Angus.
Today I have a special guest who formerly worked with Ms. A's production team to give us his insider perspective on this controversial topic.
My pleasure.
So Angus, could you elaborate on why the contrast between women empowerment songs and music video content can be viewed as misappropriating feminism?
Yes, so the first thing we must understand the concept of personal narratives in this industry. To quote Auslander, the audience generally infer what performers are like as real people from their performance personas and the characters they portray. With this being said, the audience generally construe the idea that the role idols play in music videos are true reflections of their real-life personas. As seen in Miss A's case, consumers feel they are advocates of feminism.
I see. So why does this discrepancy between Ms. A's image of empowering women through this girl crush concept and their audio-visual aesthetic be interpreted as objectifying women in society?
Great question. As you may know, that Miss A was formed by JYP Entertainment, a major record label company. And as a company of that scale, they know what the audience wants and how to deliver it.
Does this mean that the entertainment companies are responsible for this deceptive front of women empowerment?
I cannot say for sure who is to blame, but understanding that the characters they play as entertainers do not reflect their own real-life personalities. As I mentioned before, major record labels favor capital gains and in many cases prioritize the primary functions of music videos as advertisements for their albums and tours. So what has been working effectively in grabbing attention of many consumers? The inclusion of a simple yet highly controversial concept of a male gaze. With this ongoing promotional nature of MVs, this girl crush concept is simply a shallow persona they play.
I see. Thank you so much for your time today, Angus.
Thank you, Cindy, for the insider talk. Now we'll talk about the third point, which is how K-pop idols are unable to move beyond girl crush concepts because of the pre-existing gender roles in Korean society.
In the current K-pop market, female groups with girl crush concepts are doing very well, such as Blackpink, Yoda and even ITZY, who recently broke a record for the fastest K-pop group to reach 20 million views.
While women empowerment is successfully promoted through girl crush concepts, the topic of feminism and women's rights is a controversial subject for many Koreans. Quote, there is a connection between gender stereotypes in the media and traditional gender attitudes. Thus, it is reasonable to suggest that the prevalence of sexual objectification and sexist portrayals in K-pop are reinforcing Korea's unfailing patriarchal culture and are therefore obstructing the goal of gender equality.
Gender inequality is known to be a major issue in Korea, and it is even addressed in Chinese song Feminist, which stated that OECD 국가 중 대한민국 남녀 월급 차이가 어쩌고 저쩌고.
SayA's lyrics is an example of how Korea's patriarchal culture downplays the significant 40% wage gap between men and women in Korea.
After the backlash, she tried to justify his lyrics and apologize, and admitted that the OECD gender pay gap is indeed a fact.
Female K-pop idols receive massive backlash from Korean male fans if they are associated with feminist ideas. For example, Irene from Red Velvet was criticized for reading a novel by Kim Ji-young, born 1982, which describes sexism that is present in Korean society.
Irene is not alone in receiving backlash. Miss Suzy was also criticized when she supported Yang Ye-won, a victim of sexual assault, because Suzy mentioned the wrong Duluth name, when it could be argued that she actually brought attention to the issue.
When K-pop idols get political, they receive backlash. This is likely the reason why it is difficult for them to take any stance on feminist issues beyond girl crush concepts.
Therefore, we argue that girl crush concepts are a way to appeal Korean audience without being too political.
This was the SayA News.
Thank you for watching.
See you next time.